trying. It's really trying. Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping. Even that was very laggy on my end. Oh wait, Jai's not here today, but that doesn't mean. Look, I'm gonna do background stuff. Hold on, this is the one. Yeah, that one. And then check this out. I don't have my radio show set up. Yeah, I don't even know if you'll be able to hear it. Can you hear it? Oh!
And you really need Jar in your life, buddy.
You know, I kind of like producing a bad show every once in a while. It makes me feel human. Yeah. I'm more of an A- sort of guy. I've never been like an A+ sort of guy. I'm more of an A- sort of guy. Set a low bar, step right over it. That's my style. All right, let's turn that stuff down. Let's turn stuff down. At least we got some music. I don't know if anybody out there will be able to hear it or not. But
the dancing is, I danced like one time, and then that was danced to like one time, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then Dan, that was his cue that the music was on, and so it just became a thing.
It is. It's good. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if what I'm doing is working at all.
We don't know if the music's playing for everyone.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows what's happening on here? Anyway, happy Wednesday. Happy 4th of July week. Are you back to drinking booze yet, or you just got some fancy water in there?
Yeah, I never quit. I don't ever stop.
She's not a quitter.
I don't go on these timeout things that you and JC, people that go on like timeout things. No, there's no timeout.
I only do a timeout once in a while. Oh, check out this lady. Look at this lady.
Hi, friends.
Hello!
How are we?
Great, how are you?
Good. Just happy to be at the cabin, you know?
Yes.
This is a real background today.
I was wondering. Yeah. What's the cabin? Tell me about the cabin.
We're up at my folks' place. Go put some pants on, you weirdo. She's just sitting around in her underwear on calls all day like a news anchor. No, we're up in northern Wisconsin.
Your daughter last week.
Yeah, that's true. The girls in your life don't wear much clothes, Dan.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. It's weird. They're all inappropriate. So we got a couple king salmon on the wall here. That was a big one. That was like a 37 pounder. That was like a low 20s. Big ass rainbow trout and then a good sized lake trout over there. All Lake Michigan.
We call those Yankee fish where I'm from. Sorry, buddy.
The lake trout is the only one that's actually like native. I think the steelhead, I think the rainbows aren't native. I don't think.
That's what my wife calls me when she's frustrated.
Steelhead?
Yeah.
It does fit. It does fit.
Where's Jar when I need him with the drum beat?
Who's Jar? You mean Jai? Are you talking about Jai? Who's Jar?
Yeah. Jar. Sorry, buddy. I'm new here. Remember? I'm new here. Jar's good too, though. I don't know. Sorry, buddy.
Jar's an all right nickname for a guy named Jai. Jar. That's like if he swears.
Wait, isn't his name Jarius?
Jairus.
See,
you're really close. Yeah,
that's where I got Jar from. There's an R in there, so it wasn't.
It's cool. It's cool, Traven. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Next week at this time, we will be.
Yeah.
With Jai.
We're gonna be hanging out with the Jai. The Jai.
You almost. I saw the hesitation. I felt it. You almost said Jar.
I know. Once you picked me up, I was like, "What the heck?"
So Dan, you're going to light it up.
I'm gonna be at Light It Up. First, I got to go to the Philippines, and then I'm gonna come back and go to Light It Up. Gonna talk about goal setting. Doing goal setting this time. Oh, look at this guy. We're gonna get the whole quadrant. Now JC will have a bad suit. He's just getting out there getting shelled.
In that rain.
Driving in a monsoon.
It is rainy.
You can tell by the way that it is.
It sounds bad.
Be
But
safe.
somehow your internet connection is better than Dan's.
What's worse, a rainstorm
cabin.
or
That's
northern
pretty remote.
I
Wisconsin?
lied. Bad timing. Bad timing.
Yep. You jinxed them.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm fine being blurry. We don't have to talk about anything today, but we probably should because it's a podcast. So here's what's on the agenda. We're not doing any games. We're not having any fun. That's a lie. We're gonna have tons of fun. But we're hitting that, like, thank God that we got to July 4th. Like, June is always so busy for many of us in home service space, and so it's like we run this spring gauntlet, and then we get like a week off to kind of like relax. The challenge is we get a week off, and then it's like you hit the summer lull, and you go, oh shit. And for a lot of people, like, the work starts to dry up, the phone stops ringing this week, and then it doesn't really start ringing again. It stays slow for a while. So in that, I'm curious obviously we got a few people going to the Philippines here in a week, but what do you guys got going on the rest of this week? What are you doing for the 4th? What type of shit are you blowing up? What type of wigs are you wearing, Joe Dirt Chanowski? And then we're going to get into, like, what do you guys do, Trevor, JC, what do you guys do during, like, that summer lull when the phone starts to slow down? What do you got in store? And I'll share some of my tips and tricks and whatever, that I got going on. So anyway, I'm going to go in this order. I'm starting with Angela from a clockwise perspective on my screen. Angela, what, JC can answer his own way. He'll have his own perspective on this one, but what do you guys got going on the rest of this week here for the fort?
So yeah, we have a fun family the next few days. Haley's flying in the morning, and Thad's already here. So we'll have all 4 kids doing some boating, and maybe blowing something up that we find to blow up. We'll duck out in some 4th of July stuff for our little neighborhood parade, but just some fun family days the next 3 days, and then Sunday we're off to the Philippines, it'll be. Yeah, so that's super exciting. So many great things in store for the summit, which I should probably touch base with you again.
Yeah, I still need to email Michelle and figure out where I go once I get to Manila.
Yeah, all that stuff, the things I have you leading, but it's just so many great things to be with everyone in person there.
It's gonna be a blast.
We said there should be a word for people that you become friends with over Zoom and really have a tight relationship with over Zoom, but have never met in person, Yeah. And then you meet them. So that's fun. And then we go to I'm stealing all of it. Then we go to Vietnam after that.
I got it. It's Cam Fam.
We'll be in
Cam Fam.
we'll miss Light It Up. It's a bummer because that's one of our favorite events, but we'll be in Vietnam, so we'll miss that. And
Trevor,
then are we doing
you going to light it up? You can go to light it up?
Damn.
Hey. Bring the bush lights.
Boosh. Yeah, I'm going. I'm
babe.
speaking about systems. Imagine that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Hey, babe, tell the kids to open the garage door. Daddy's coming home. I gotta duck out this rain.
That sounded sus.
Yeah, there could have been something in there.
Y'all need to chill out.
Code language. Take it easy. Yeah.
And that's it. Are you supposed to share a tip for what you're supposed to do this time of year instead of when it's dead?
No, we'll come back to that. Trevor, what do you got going on for the 4th here?
A good buddy of mine always puts on a big show on the river. They've got a dock, nice house, and they spend a bunch of money blowing up stuff. So that'll be fun. Bunch of kids, pool, whatever. Take it easy. We're not doing anything crazy.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, we're in a resort town, so that it's like rookie season. All the out of towners show up, and the streets are dangerous. It's crazy out here in these streets.
It's funny. That's like there's 2 spectrums, and they make like a horseshoe of out of towners that just are like using fireworks very recreationally, dangerously. And then there's the exact opposite of like people that go way all out and go super hard, and it gets dangerous in that direction too. Do you probably get a little bit of both ends of that spectrum.
Yeah.
Very
So
few
apparently,
people
a fireworks warehouse just exploded somewhere.
Dang.
I mean, it is a bunch of flammables. It's a bunch of stuff that's made to blow up. What are the chances?
All right, so quick story because I'm gonna run inside here in a second. A couple months ago, no, that was like 5 weeks ago. I was running, and the place we used to have our boat at it's a dry slip, and you use the app on your phone, and it drops the boat for you. You can schedule weeks in advance, days in advance. They'll fuel it up for you. It was freaking awesome. I loved it. Anyway, I ended up selling the boat and missed it a ton. And a couple weeks ago, I was out running. I ran all the way over there, and I was sitting on the picnic table, and I said, you know what? I want a damn boat. I'm going to get a boat again, but I'm not buying one. I'm going to rent one.
Yeah.
So I went on Facebook, and I said, hey, I want a boat, and the boat has to be at this exact location, and I don't want to pay more than $500 a month for this boat. And I can't tell you how many people laughed at me. They're like, dude, you're stupid. And I even said it's a crazy post, but I'm going to put it out there anyway, because the boat dry slip is almost $500 a month alone. And everybody's like, you're never going to get it. Anyway, some old lady, Lisa, Lori, whatever her name is, she said, hey, message me. I've got a deal for you. So I messaged this lady, and she's got this Hurricane boat, which is a flat bottom boat, fits 9 people, almost like the boat I had, identical. She's like, we don't use it. We want somebody to use it. This is a perfect idea for us. This way the boat gets used and it doesn't go bad. So now we're boat renters in the exact location I wanted for $500 a month. Hit the app. We're on the water. I mean, we literally take the side-by-side. That's how close it is to us. And so we got the boat in the water. I don't know if we're going in because of the rain, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. But, yeah, pretty cool to be able to have that opportunity.
Buddy. That's the deal, man.
Yeah. Good work. Good work.
I'll be right back.
I'll open
All
the door.
They're both up.
See,
Trevor.
I knew they were up to something.
Yeah, that was like, bam. Oh, they'll be back in 3 minutes if they're anything like me.
Did they turn the microphone off?
I was on a coaching call earlier, but people hadn't showed up yet. And Marty's sitting like straight behind my monitor. And so I was going to say something inappropriate to her and then realized I was on the coaching call and I wasn't on mute. That would have been whoops. But I didn't. I didn't say anything inappropriate.
Well, I've got an off-camera story to tell you about the lake. We just went to the lake with the family this past weekend. I got an off-camera story for you.
Those are my favorite ones.
Remind me.
Yeah, when we wrap up today, I'll pick out for story time.
And you'll have a camera recording in the background. Great.
Yeah. Shh. Trevor, did you mean for your realty sign to look like the Busch Light logo a little bit?
What is it?
Your realty sign looks a little like the Busch Light logo.
Stop it.
It's got a little bit of Busch Light to it.
Boosh.
Were you trying to match the color tone today? Is that why you wore that shirt? Oh, I didn't see the lion up there. The fuzzy-footed lion.
Bro, I'm always branding. You don't know this?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the colors around me. Come on.
You got a lot going on. But we're up at the cabin, as you can tell. So we're already like celebrating 4th of July. Today is the one day like I've almost worked the entire day. I've been on calls since 6:30 a.m. and it ended up just being a normal Wednesday. The only difference is I don't have a podcast to do tonight. I did it last night. So in normal fashion, I'm having my whiskey and Coke. But instead of like going to soccer practice and then having to get back for a podcast later, I'm just going to go fishing and drink some beers. So
looking good, Michael.
I need some vitamin D in my life, you guys.
Yeah, you do. Where are you at? Are you just out in your backyard or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just in my backyard.
It looks like you got a little skate park back there. You getting out the skateboard?
My kid loves a skateboard. I do not. I injure myself every time I touch one. Not that coordinated.
Samesies. What you came in just perfect time. What do you got going on for the 4th here? What's up for the rest of the week?
Well, this is my dog's first year where he's going to be around in the 4th. So my family's going to go see fireworks, and I'm just going to stay here and just make sure he's not going to like go absolutely bonkers. And if he's fine, then I'll go out again. But my neighbor is retired Navy, and he has like a legit cannon. And I don't know what it is, but on the 4th of July and New Year's Eve, that cannon's going off, and it's loud as so. Yeah, I can make sure we're gonna be all right. It's cool. He's come over and knocked. He's like, "Is this okay?" Because like we like to have a little party on the 4th of July. Like, of course,
Good
man,
for him.
but
Yeah,
it's legit. Mm-hmm.
I dig it. Interesting. I like don't think about that. I don't have any dogs, but when I was growing up, we had a dog, and we were 4th of July fireworks, and the dog ran away, and it was this tiny little mutt, and she was like 15 years old and had a heart murmur, and somehow my dad's cousin. I mean, we're like over an hour away from home. We're staying at a friend's cabin. Dog runs off in the dark. Can't find it, right? The next day, my dad's cousin or uncle calls and is like, "Hey, Scotty, I think I found your dog on the highway over here." And we're like, "No way. That's like 5 miles away." Sure as shit, this 15-year-old dog with a heart murmur ran off like 5 miles, got hit by a car. We ended up putting it to sleep. I think we put it to sleep that time. She was just like the dog that kept on ticking, though. She was a tough bitch. You just couldn't kill her. Just one of those dogs. She just kept ticking. But yeah, fireworks, dogs, they don't like them. That's the story. So good on you to stay home with the pup.
Yeah, just year one. Yeah, he's not afraid of anything. My last dog was such a little bitch, but this dog is he's not afraid of anything. Like I haven't seen, so I'm pretty confident he's gonna be all right.
Probably be out there trying to like chew on him or something, bite at him.
Probably. Yeah, the last dog, like if a door closed too loud, he'd like scamper.
It's skittish.
Mm-hmm. Are you in the Philippines yet, Angela?
Not yet. We leave Sunday. And
Okay.
Dan, you leave Monday?
Yeah, I fly out Monday morning.
So
I'll be there. We got where did JC go? I assume JC was going to come back in, but is he just going to bomb you with one of those confetti things now?
I don't know. Maybe because I didn't get the garage door opened. Remember, he said get the garage door open. It was raining. I did not get it open.
Uh-oh. You're going to get
So
bombed.
maybe the confetti is coming.
You might get confettied.
I might. Yeah, next week we'll have to see if we're up. It depends on how our sleep is going. Next week the show will be at 4 a.m. It will be 4 a.m. in the Philippines.
We can do it.
Is Jai here?
Jai's in the background. I saw him creep on in.
Jai, you can share this on my personal Facebook if you want to.
I think I already.
Okay.
Well, I have it on your click call cell one.
Yeah, Jai has access to my personal Facebook.
Privileged.
he's on it probably more than I am, honestly.
So here's
That explains
the
a lot,
topic.
actually. He sent me some pretty weird photos. I thought it was you.
Jai, you're not supposed to share those. Dang it.
I didn't do anything.
Hey, there he is. Angela called you Jar. Jar.
Yeah.
No, you did.
Yeah,
I did not. I did not.
She was about
Watch it
to.
back.
She was
That was
about
not me.
to.
No, you can watch the playback. You can watch the playback.
It was me. Sorry, buddy. I'm new.
I actually feel bad. So we have
Caleb in the
Jai
house.
and Jai-Ris and Jai-Ra. And of course, they both want to be called Jai, but Jai-Ra was hired after Jai. And so Jai-Ra is always Jai-Ra. I'm sorry, your name, I can't call you Jai.
Yeah, you
There's
can't
only
have two
one Jai.
Jais. Can't have
Yeah.
two Jais.
So
That's
It's like that.
like at Unique Genius, we have lots of Angelas, but if you get hired and your name's Angela, you have to pick a new name.
Yeah, you gotta have a.
Wow.
You can be Jilla
Wow.
or Ange. What? But doesn't your brother call you Ange or Angie? What does your brother
Yes.
call you?
My brothers call me Ange. JC calls me Ange. Yeah, that's what
That's
I
I
like Ange.
went by in high school and college. And
Well, then you could change. Then you could be Ange, and they can be Angela.
I could, yes, you're right. But we
But
have
then that kind of feels like kids calling their parents by like a nickname, and you're like, no, I'm mom or dad. Like I'm not what my friends call me, I'm mom or dad.
It just
No.
gets confusing in there because
I'm
clients
daddy.
thing
My
call me
kids are not
mom.
allowed to call me by anything other than daddy. And I'm not kidding. That's a rule at our house.
With the Y, it has to have the Y in the end.
Oh yeah. Yep. Daddy.
That's
I don't care if you're 42 years old. I'm daddy. Who's your daddy?
This is very southern.
What does your
thing.
wife call you then?
I can't do that. Pain in the ass.
Steal something.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you
Know-it-all.
can imagine.
Jackass.
Dumbass, jackass. A lot of asses. All the
Broke
variations
ass.
of that. Yeah.
I already said steelhead. She's mad at you. So
Yeah.
Steal
do
that.
that too.
That's what I never mind. This is too much. This is too much.
It's going too far. All right. We got like 9-10 minutes here. We gotta do a business thing, which is we're going into the summer lull. And believe it or not, we go into this time of year every single year. It hasn't been a year where we didn't have a July that I'm aware of. I've never really looked back at the old Mayan calendars too much, but I assume every year had a July back then too. And one thing we know in the home service industry is we ride some seasonality, and it just tends to be, and I've seen this in our businesses that we used to run. I've seen it in a bunch of my clients' businesses. Things are like busy through May, and then it seems to be like the last week of June, like this week, the phone just like slowly dries up. And then like the week after the 4th, it doesn't really start picking up because it's the week after the 4th, and people are sometimes taking their vacations then and whatever, and they're up at the cabin. And it just starts this like 50% speed really through like Labor Day. And that's tough when you're running a home service business and you have employees and you have your own finances and you still have bills to pay and so forth. So I want to talk about that a little bit. Are you guys seeing the same patterns that we normally see? Are you seeing them worse? Are you seeing them better? Are you seeing a little bit of everything? And then we'll get into like a few tips and tricks of how to handle that. Obviously, there's probably stuff you should have already been doing to be prepared for it, but whether you've done it or not, there's still things to be done now to ease the burden of the summer lull. So I guess I'll go kind of round robin again. Angela, anything in particular that you're seeing with your clients for Unique Genius, good or bad, going into the summer lull here?
So yeah, same. And we were seeing that in a lot of our clients. I mean, depending on what industry it is, but like you said, it's kind of starts last week. My big tip, and I say this all the time, because we do so much with Sam Taggart, is like, stop waiting for the phone to ring. We already know this. You already know this is coming. The phone's not ringing. The things coming to you aren't ringing. And that's what I've noticed is so many people play that like victim mentality when we know it, the phone isn't going to ring. So what can you do to go out and like eat what you kill? Go out and get sales. Door knocking doesn't have to be physically knocking on doors, but picking up the phone. Having your admin pick up the phone. A lot of our strategic partners in businesses are doing that, like picking up the phone, making sales happen, emails, phone, in person, LinkedIn, Facebook messages. Like instead of making posts, yard signs, all the things that we do and wait for our phone to ring, how can you go out and get the sales and make things happen to fill up your calendar? Be creative.
Heck yeah. I dig it.
That's mine.
You stole mine. Michael, what you got?
Just what Angela said. That was perfect. No, I can make something new up. So we had our monthly newsletter for Click Call Sell came out yesterday, and I talked about this a little bit. So the best time to start is before the season actually slows down, so you can be proactive. So I have the ACE acronym: Anticipate, Capitalize, Extend. And so the real work should be happening in June before it slows down. You want to be booked out farther now than at any point in time of the year, because you can just chip away at that summer lull. Other things and activities you can do early on would be to, try to book your commercial work in the summer months so that you can like jam those into the slower months. But if you have gotten to this point and you don't have enough work on the calendar right now, or you're worried that you're not booked out far enough, what Angela did say is perfect. It's like, you can't just sit and hide and just wait for it to happen, because demand drops. All of your competition gets really hungry right now. So they're all working really hard to just make it happen when there's just not as much demand out there. And so a couple things that I explained to our clients during our monthly newsletter was the first is you have to get really good at hiring and retaining really good talent, right? And so if you are an exterior cleaning company or a landscaping company, you may have a 50% dip in your sales. And so you're going to have to lay some people off. And it sucks, but the ordinary and extraordinary, the difference between those two people and those avatars is hiring and training people very quickly and efficiently. So that leaves you with the second step, which is to get proactive and active in the community. Remember in COVID, when JC was out there making videos of him cleaning the playgrounds and going to the HOA and the play gym areas and sanitizing those areas. Like, whatever happened to that? That all went away. Is you can get involved in your HOA communities, whether you're landscaping, pest control, and just something as simple as just cleaning off and sanitizing a play gym area, or laying some new fresh mulch, or spraying for bugs, and just like getting involved in your community, and just something real simple. So if you got techs sitting around for a day, don't just clean the shop up. Is what can we do? Get out and like get some exposure in the community, and that way you're at least, the very least, building the brand. Because we're moving into the world now, and I'm almost done so we can hear Trevor. We're moving into the world now where the most important thing is not going to be how good your marketing is in the bottom of the funnel. It's how many people know who you are. And your brand is going to be the number one thing that is going to be the difference between, regular success and wild success.
Yeah. Before, good shit, as always, Michael. Before we get a little Trevor action, Caleb chimes in and says, most pros only have one speed, reactive. The ones who really blow up put a lot of work into the mastering the other speed, proactive, and that's a year-round effort. Dig it.
Yeah. Yep. And honestly, a lot of what I talked about is getting good at hiring and training techs literally comes from Caleb. He speaks so great about that topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that, and I really hate that I'm going after Michael because that's just ridiculous. But you know what? It's my fault because I switched cameras.
Yeah, you were the one that rotated.
But man, I love everything about that. Caleb, what he said is exactly how I feel about it. You have to be proactive about it. So I keep a very detailed marketing calendar. And that really serves as a reminder of what I should be doing as the CEO and founder, right? How should I be focusing my time and efforts? So I'm literally looking at mine right now. It says, get the gutter cleaning signs out in late June, run ads for gutter services on social media, brands specifically, multi-channel drip campaign, and that's been a huge success for us. But we focus on gutters this time of year because most people have already gotten their exterior of their home cleaned or whatever it is. So we're really pounding the home maintenance program. We have a custom preventative maintenance program that we offer, and we put that together. And so right now, like, and the other thing is I don't like to spam people with emails too often. So we really only do those campaigns, those drip campaigns, in our slow seasons. And we know exactly when they are. There's 3 of them every year, June, August, and February, right? We know when they are. So we hammer the same things every single time. And it really does work. You can say something simple like, hey, I know we washed your house in the spring, and because we have all these people on an automated schedule anyway, we want to talk to you about our maintenance plan. If you're not on our maintenance plan yet, watch this short video. Just keep it simple, keep it short. And it really has done a lot for us. And also we do some commercial work. We offer discounts to HOAs that let us do work in one of those slow months. So
beauty.
Yeah, man.
I got a couple thoughts. You guys took a lot of good stuff. I think Trevor, to reiterate what you said, I think the client list is the perfect thing to hammer home on when things are slow. And the longer you're in business, the better that gets, like the bigger it is.
Right.
And so there's a lot of stuff out there that says like constantly bombard them. But I think like people are just kind of burned out on that. And there's so many ways to unsubscribe and ignore. And you're just asking to lose contact with a lot of people if you overdo it. And so I think you got to do it enough that they know who you are, but don't do it so frequently that they get annoyed and cancel you. So we try to do the same thing in Minnesota. For us, it's like we hit them in March into April, and then we hit them again July into August. And then we kind of don't want them to book in May and June or in October, November. We want to build our list so when next year rolls around, like we have all those more new clients and a bigger list even then for hitting them when we know things are going to be slow. One thing that I always see when we're like in a little recessionary action like this is there's businesses to buy out there. And that's a really cool way to increase your list again. It's just client acquisition. You don't need all their branding stuff necessarily. You don't need all their assets. Depending on the size of the business, if they're smaller, it might just be scooping up a client list. And there's really efficient ways to buy them. You don't always need to lay cash out. A lot of times you can do it as like a % of the revenue from that client list over time. So there's not even cash out of your pocket. And you're building your list. And you can buy that when things are slow. And now is the time to do it, because if you wait till fall, it's not valuable enough in a lot of regions anyway. If you're far enough south, it's still valuable. But like a business isn't valuable to buy in October anymore. There's not enough meat on the bone. If you're going to buy it, you want to buy it now so you can market to it and do work for them over the summer months. So be active out there trying to buy client lists, especially when the market's slow. Trevor, you're pointing like you're going to say something.
Yeah. So one thing we did specifically with the gutter thing, right? Because you mentioned redundancy in your emails, right? You don't want to email somebody 3 days later about something that they just, let's say I cleaned their gutters out 2 weeks ago, and then they get an email about gutter cleaning. It's just that redundancy is annoying. People don't like that stuff. It's clearly spam, right? So you want to be a way to be extremely intentional about that is simply to hire your admin or your VA to funnel through your list. So segment your clients and find all the gutter cleaning jobs from 2024, right? Take that list and filter through it for the services you've done. It takes them a couple hours, right, to go through and look up each person. I mean, unless you're running a contact list of 20,000, it might take you a long time. But I think
Excel can do that work.
Right.
Just run a few formulas, run some reports, run a few formulas, and you can isolate that group.
Yep. And then you email them. You put them in a different email drip campaign than you do the regular clients, right? So I think it's important not to pound people and harass them. We don't do text messaging, which I know we're probably missing the boat, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways. Cole said a thing here. Adversity spikes creativity that leads to authenticity. And I think when you're marketing, you can spam the hell out of people. And I'm okay if you text. I'm okay if you email. I'm okay if you do voicemail bombs. But make it be authentic, right? Don't make it. We used to send email blasts that were very wordy and all professional. And man, the best email blasts we got were I was emailing my aunt. Hey, Sal. That time of year, you need your windows cleaned? That's fine.
It works.
Man, the shorter it is, the better. You could literally say window cleaning ? That's probably going to convert the best for you. Nobody wants to
Michael could definitely speak to this too. I think videos have a huge impact in email. I know they do for us. I do a quick video explaining the maintenance program, and all of a sudden we get 15 requests. If I just send an email explaining it in words, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that has experience on social media, look at your views for a reel versus your views or impressions for a post. It's 50x, especially if you're actually engaging with the people that are interacting with it. It's significantly better than just a flat static post.
Great example.
True that. One thing that I also like, but I don't have any data on it, it's somewhere in between hunting for your leads and farming them. It's not necessarily as Angela said, going and eating what you kill. But rather than mailing shit out or putting out yard signs, not saying don't do those things, but I really like putting letters on people's doors. And there's 1,000 ways to do that. You can do it as a postcard. You can write it as a letter. But there's one thing that's for certain, which is when you're in somebody's mailbox, you are a piece of garbage. You are a piece of recycling. And there's a fractional smidge of a chance that they're going to pull your thing out of that pile of garbage and decide to do something with it, versus when you're on their door. When they're on their door, you have to go put it there. And that allows you to customize what you put on their door. You can write a price on it instead of just a generic salesy letter. You can put something custom on it, and you're going to get their attention. They ain't going to leave it on their door. they have to like grab that thing and deal with it, and it's going to be the one thing that's on their door. And so and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than paying to be in their mailbox. So when things are slow, especially if people are gone for a week and they get home and they have a mailbox full of shit, man, they're going to be like trying to recycle all that stuff. But when they get home, the one thing that's on their door is the one thing that's going to actually get their attention a little bit. And like I said, you can customize it, make it your own. Doesn't need to be anything crazy or super intense. Rob in the house. Now that Rob's here, we're about to jump off. So Rob's got 20 seconds. Go.
Oh, okay, guys. Have a great week. Do, 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 do. That's my best Angela dance.
You nailed it. Hold on, Rob. Here's what you missed. We are going to jump off early. But what are you doing for the 4th? And what are you doing for the summer lull? You got any tips, tricks to help people get through the July, August slowdown?
Do what I'm always doing, which is everywhere you go, look for all the houses and jobs that you've done in the past and just send them new proposals. It's a quick way to make money off of people that you already have in your database, and it's more effective than just a text campaign.
Oh, we lost him. I guess we're done.
Dang, I really wanted to hear that too. So he's actually just sending the estimate out directly.
It sounds like he's sending out estimates to
Rebidding everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, rebidding folks. Coming in right at the buzzer with a new one.
With a bomb too, man.
Yeah.
Just
Why are we
send
getting
everybody in
early?
your
Guys,
database
yet?
a quote.
He just
Guess
mic
what to do
dropped
is
and then he left. What was that, Michael?
Are we ending early? What are you doing? What are you?
Yeah, I was gonna end after like 30 minutes. I'm stealing bandwidth from Marty, who's on an interview right now.
Yeah.
And I want to take my kids fishing before this rainstorm comes. So I was just prioritizing
We gotta
fishing
go.
and kids over you guys. That's all.
It's okay.
That's good. I'll
Yeah.
leave now. Trevor, great to see your handsome face. Dan, you're awesome. Catch a fish.
Catch fish.
Rob's back. Rob,
See
we're
you guys.
ending the show, but
Bye,
we
guys.
agreed you came in and just dropped a bomb. That was a good mic drop. So
See y'all.
home service homies, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Have a safe 4th of July. Have some fun. Drink some light beers, some diet beers. And we'll see you next week from the Philippines. Peace out.